I need to get my glasses.
Politico.
Hello there. So I'm going to share the broadcast. You can share that too. Good evening. Hello there. Hello, good evening and welcome to Maiyegun's Diary from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun live. And from wherever you're watching from, thank you, I'm dancing too. Let's listen to a bit. So share the video, invite your friends, tell them Maiyegun is live again. And they can be part of this if they want to. They don't want to as well, still invite them. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is Maiyegun live. Sorry guys if the connection or the video somehow continue to buffer, so we will manage it. The audio is going to be very much clearer still, and yeah. So good evening, welcome to Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Tonight, good afternoon to you, Sir Isaac Ademiluyi. Maazi Obi, good evening to you. Ifeko Eze, good evening. It depends on wherever you're watching from. And time Of Maiyegun's diary. Yemi Foluke, good afternoon to you. Um, Thank you. So, yeah, you must have possibly seen the caption of this broadcast. There are other parts I wanted to add, but I couldn't put them up. But I'm going to update them in the description section of this video when I finish this. So, thank you for joining me. And from wherever you're watching from, remember, if you haven't subscribed as a member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico, subscribe. It's right there on the screen. I've only got 57 of my regular viewers who stayed back to subscribe. 43 or thereabout of you only just watch and leave. So you can subscribe if you indeed believe so much in Maiyegun and you don't want to miss anything. So I was reading the news today, and the video came up where Femi Adesina, the Aso Rock court jester, the Aso Rock clown, with his other partner or his colleague, that is a garbage Shehu, and so many other people who look up to them for whatever anything. They are supposed to be the spokesperson for the president, because the president can talk. Yofa, thank you very much from Birmingham, Birmingham City. Thank you for joining me. And you said you actually love the music, Maiyegun's Diary, Maiyegun Today. Thank you. I love the music too, honestly. But I wish we can just all sit down here and listen to it again and again and again. But we have more to give than that. So thank you, Yofa, for joining me. So the president of Nigeria is now deaf and dumb. He's been deaf and dumb for a very long time. Even when he appointed God knows how many of them that speaks for him, when he can't speak to the people that he is probably the president over. Okay, so but most of the time, even when Buhari himself open his mouth, whatever comes out of his mouth, they are as much as irritating as every other thing his government represent and his regime. Then those who are supposed to be the image maker for Buhari, they are not making up any image, because there's no image to make, to make. They are not, to make better the image of a terrorist or the image of a jihadist, or someone that is more tribalistic than whoever you have, probably any tribalist you thought you have come across. Buhari is more tribalist than, or worse than the worst you have seen. Okay, so what image do you think the likes of Femi Adesina or Garbage Shehu or Laya Muhammad or any of those court jesters, the people we now call the Aso rats? But they will, wherever, it's just what it is. Nigeria deserve the leaders they have, and therefore the likes of Femi Adesina speaking for the most deaf and dumb president in history of the world. Okay, all your life during the Ruga crisis, when they said they needed to give lands to the marauding, invading terrorists, the Fulani terrorists at the time, and they developed a concept. They called it Ruga. They made it a name. Abbreviation of Ruga. They call it rural grazing areas. Rural grazing areas that will guarantee free land, thousands of acres of land to foreigners, simply because the government of Nigeria found that that was the only solution to protect Nigerians from those killing them. Initially, these were the criminals they told us came from Niger, they came from Chad, they came from Libya, they came from all these other lawless West African and North African countries. But eventually they came up with Ruga in Nigeria to compensate killers, compensation for killers. It was the same Femi Adesina that came out to make up the image, speaking for the president, and he said, your land or your life. Is it not better for you to give up the land than to give up your life? That is the spokesperson for the president of Nigeria. So the same Femi Adesina came out just recently in an interview, a video that is now surfacing where Femi Adesina categorically said Nigerians should be grateful for little mercies And what are these mercies? The mercy that Boko Haram no longer bomb Nigeria every day. You remember the story of Boko Haram? You remember and you know what they are doing right now to stop the Boko Haram or to finance the Boko Haram. But Femi Adesina, when they were in opposition, when they were telling us how Boko Haram would, defeat terrorism, defeat Boko Haram within 3 months, the likes of Femi Adesina were, pretty much interested in talking about fake personality of Boko Haram, of how he reasoned, because Goodluck Jonathan was a drunk, right? Now, the same Femi Adesina who is out today is telling you, reminding you that you should be grateful. Come on, guys. These guys are no longer bombing Abuja. They are no longer bombing mosque. They are no longer bombing anywhere. What they are now doing, every day anymore. What they are doing right now is that they just kidnap people and they cut off their head. You know what I mean? They can enter a village and kill 200, 300 people. They can walk into a school and kidnap 600 children and set them off as slaves and all of that. You guys should be grateful. Just in his own words. Let me see if I can get the video up. Though you will only probably listen to the audio. Listen.
Several times. You talked of one bombing within those 3 or 4 days. There was a time in this country when bombs went off like firecrackers every day. There could be 5, 6 bombings in one day with no single case of bombing. Let's be thankful for small masses.
In his own words, Nigerians should be grateful that the Boko Haram are no longer killing them. Do you get that now? No longer killing them with bombs anymore. They are now killing them using AK-47 RPGs and so on. And they get to kidnap and rape women continually, unstoppable, and bandits, and few other names like that. Goodness of joy. That's so beautiful. I love that name. The goodness of joy to you, my sister. Thanks so much for your super sticker. Yeah, I can cite that on the screen. Thank you. So Femi, the likes of Femi Adesina and those who listen to his likes, this is the narrative they give to people. They said, have you forgotten the time when they were bombing Nigeria under Goodluck Jonathan? Grateful. At least they are not bombing every day. They are still bombing and killing the soldiers. Even more. Now you are now have to deal with terrorists who are now called bandits. The people you pay money to whenever they grab you. That is the current situation. And Femi was on TV and he was talking about people being grateful. You remember when they kidnapped these Kankara boys? The Kankara boys, everyone is still asking, like under what in good, God knows what arrangement would it be easier for terrorists to walk into a community and and kidnap over 600 school children and then move them for about 1,000 kilometers away to 2,000 kilometers away? Do you get that? People were wondering, how is that possible? Then the children came out and they said, well, when they took us and they told us what to tell the media, they told us to say we were kidnapped by Boko Haram. Meanwhile, those who claim to have rescued them are still fighting themselves. Who rescued them? Who paid money? And, other arrangements. So the script is beginning to come out that it is all pure business. But why they are doing this business? Because it is blood business, blood money. They make money from it. People die. People's lives are ruined. Many of those who are victims of all these terror arrangements in northern Nigeria, they are walking about as wounded people. Nobody cares about that as long as they make the money from it. Because as they were celebrating that, okay, yeah, finally they got them. Like, who are those behind this? But they said, no, you don't need all of that. You don't need all of that. What we should be interested in now is that they are back. And you should be grateful. What about those who died? What about those who are still missing? Well, at least let's just be grateful. That is what the likes of Femi Adesina is saying. Now, before Femi Adesina came out, right? It was Garbage Shehu who first came out to say the numbers of children kidnapped is being over exaggerated. 10 children, only 10 school children were kidnapped. Then he came out later to apologize and say, well, I'm sorry that, we didn't know it was the reporter available at the time. And this was supposed to be the spokesperson for the president that is ghosting his own country that nobody's hearing anything from. So who rescued them? Who paid what? And to who? And is that just it? 600, yeah, gone. 300 back. What happened to the remaining 300? Listen, forget about that. Okay, does that not make it a business then? What happened to the names of those who died? Because that is what Femi Adesina said people should be grateful for. You should be grateful. Okay, well, as if that is not enough. I think it was in my broadcast yesterday where I told you that two things are more going on in northern Nigeria. Number one, generally, people believe that these terrorists who are being given different names, being armed, funded by the politicians in northern Nigeria, Nigerian people in government, Nigerians in government of Nigeria, in and out of government, sponsoring these terrorists. Generally, people believe that because they are benefiting from it, they are elite, right? So definitely they are sponsoring and controlling these people. Then I told you yesterday that we might not probably be completely right agreeing to that theory because, yes, they are making money from it. They have contact with this that possibly is missing and that you should begin to pay attention to is the fact that they are no longer in control of these boys anymore. Yes, they brought them about. They pay them to do whatever they want to do, and they make money from it. But they are no longer in control of what they do and when they do it anymore. And because they are no longer in control, right, when it is convenient for them to use them for political reason, they can pick one or two or three group of them, right, and unleash them on the country for political reason. Apart from that, to make them stop the war they have unleashed on themselves and on the whole country. I'm talking about Buhari and his gang now, okay? To make them stop, they have lost control. They can't stop these guys anymore. And that is where the worry is. So they are planning another thing because every day, every month, every day, every week, every month, every year in, year out, all they care about is how to profit from the people's misery because they created the misery. Do you know what they are pushing now? They want underage girls who are now mothers in northern Nigeria, girls who are under 18. They are now pushing it as a law in Nigeria for them to be able to vote in your elections. What they are doing is that before now, they have been doing it, they have been hiding it in plain sight, where you will see children, underage children voting in election, deciding election, even though they don't have a clue what the election is all about. The politicians in Nigeria continue to do that by continue to ensure that they increase the level of poverty of their people. They reduce their access to information and information that will indeed liberate them, make them realize that they deserve better too. As they continue to suppress all these ideals and ideas that will make the people question their leadership, the consequences of that is that more people are now falling into more poverty and corruption escalated. And here we are, insecurity, crime at the highest rate, and terrorism in northern Nigeria. So that is the consequences of them neglecting the same people they claim to be representing, the same people they are telling that they are holding power for in Nigeria, the same people they go to report to and say, well, the reason why people don't like Buhari of the terrorism. They are the victims of, child marriage. They are the victims of all this madness. But rather than help them, reduce their sufferings, reduce the tension, reduce the terrorism, cut it off. Indeed, but they failed because they are not interested. They are making money from it. How? They are busy now. Same way they are so busy. Are you with me? The same way they are so busy looking for the NSAS protesters, they are so busy now writing law and made mothers. These small girls that they have sent to early marriages in northern Nigeria. I'm talking about children of 13 years, 14 years, 11-year-old girls who are currently serving as wives to some of these pedophiles in northern Nigeria. Now, rather than help them, rather than help and keep their people safe, do you know what they are doing? They want to use the numbers because they are more interested in making the number grow. But they don't care about the consequences of that. Because in 10 years, in 20 years, you have more suicidal capable, or let me say suicide capable women in northern Nigeria. Do you know one thing? There is a report that in northern Nigeria, the rate at which small, young girls are now resorting into drug abuse due to different assault, rape, including forceful marriages, because they have nobody to speak to. They have no government to fight for them. Religiously, they are not protected. Do you get that? So these women, these young girls, they are now turning into drugs. They are abusing drugs terribly in large numbers. But there is nobody in northern Nigeria, none of them. Are you with me? None of them from northern Nigeria is at the National Assembly right now, but trying to at least fight for those young children being forced into forceful early marriages. Do you know what they want to do? They want to profit from their misery. Same way they are profiting from the misery of the Almajiris. They want to profit from the miseries they dip those young women into in northern Nigeria. And you must not talk about it, because if you do, you may be violating or you may be blaspheming. And they may even start asking that your head should be cut off for asking them to fight for those girls. And in fact, possibly arrest and prosecute those criminals who are consummating those marriages. But you know, rather than do that, they are more interested in tapping from their misery. They want to use them for elections. The same way they are using the Alimajiris. Whenever election is coming, they will put all of them in on the queue to go and vote for the people who cares nothing about them. When they win the election, it becomes so easier to start deporting them within the same region where they are always going. Whenever there is an election or whenever they needed to disrupt or destroy properties, they look for their age grade. And when they need those to recruit for terrorism, they also know who to pick from them as well. Nobody is fighting for anybody. How difficult do you think that is for an average person to know if you indeed understand that Nigeria is not made for you, and the likes of Femi Adesina, his likes are paid to tell you otherwise? How long do you think that will take? Terrorists are killing people in northern Nigeria. Yes, kidnapping and raping women, raping children. Everyone is interested in profiting from their misery. So they are pushing a bill. They say all the underage girls who have children, they must have right to vote. And the argument is that so that they can decide too about their future, as if those who are even older are capable of deciding anything with the level of ignorance. Boko Haram said they are kidnapping people because of Western education. Miss Tutu 98, dear sister, thank you. I have seen your own super sticker too. It's actually fun. Every time that pops up, I'm like, yes, those are my own goons. The people that they don't care. Apart from spending time listening to Maiyegun, they don't care what it takes to keep Maiyegun going, unstoppable. And this is one of those tonics. Trust me, they make sense a lot. I don't know how you feel about it, but for people to love you so much, to be able to dig their hands in their wallet. You know, I don't know how that feels to you, but indeed, it is. Hmm? Ajanle Koko Alabawon. If I read you right, you said I shouldn't worry myself because there won't be 2023. Baba, I am not worried about 2023. I am worried about days, weeks, months that will lead to 2023. It is pregnant. And only those who want to continue to live by faith alone, not by what the reality shows. You know, you can know the truth and still very much use your faith, right, to indeed manage it. But denying it because you have faith is completely denying the obvious. And becoming a victim is not something you want to share a testimony on. I mean, those who have become victims of all this madness in Nigeria, they wish they are alive today to talk about 2023. Maybe they have opinion too, or maybe they had. I believe they had opinions too. So I am worried more about the days, the weeks, the months, the years that will lead to 2023 and beyond. And from what I am seeing, I mean, nobody is safe. Even those who are tormenting people in Nigeria, they are not safe too. That's how serious it is. And that's why I told you in my previous broadcast that do not think, though they benefit from this mystery, do not think they are still in control. I don't think they are in any control anymore. Because if you remember how they always do this, you know what I mean? If you know how they always do their arrangements with this whole terrorism thing, those who tell you how much they pay out to terrorists, they won't tell you that only 10% of what they tell you that they pay to terrorists as ransom is what actually gets to the terrorist. So the terrorists realize that the government will say we have, codedly, though it will eventually leak anyway. Okay, the government will claim that, we've paid them. For example, Dapchi girls. They paid Dapchi girls for Dapchi girls' release in Yobe State. The government of Buhari paid 13.5 million euros. You will be too naive to think all of that 13.5 million euros were given to the terrorists. Of course not. Come on. You should be smarter than that. What happened is that at the end of the day, the terrorists may not even receive up to 1 million euros. They are the one that will come to the media and tell you how much they pay. Okay, sure, you won't go to Shekau and confirm. But now that they have realized that Buhari's government is very much comfortable with the terrorists, rather than prosecute them, rather than arrest and prosecute them, the government is arresting and rehabilitating them and sending them back into the society within months. Do you get that now? So they realize that it is better to go out there and kidnap people for ransom and avoid all these politicians, because politicians will always make deal. That's what they do. So that is why I said they are no longer in control of all these terrorists. Or let me say they are no longer in control of all of them anymore. And that is why Nigeria is now in trouble. That is why Nigeria is in trouble. And everyone who counts himself as a Nigerian, finding himself in Nigeria, you are in trouble. And I'll break the trouble down for you. But gradually, let me mention something again, which I don't want to forget before I go back onto the Femi Oponu Adesina's theory. Because there are people who believe like Femi Oponu Adesina. Do you know that there are people who see Femi Oponu Adesina as an intelligent person? Do you know that? And you cannot blame them. Because before now, before Buhari became your president in Nigeria, the likes of Femi Oponu Adesina, they were seen as intelligent people who can write. It's like me. Some of you who love Maiyegun so much. Some of you actually love Maiyegun so much, and I know, and I can feel that, and I love you too. Because you believe that there are some barriers that I will never cross. There are some things you will never. And when you probably see me do things which I don't know. I'm actually begging you not to expect too much from me, okay? Because I'm pretty much someone who doesn't obey any rules. Right? I'm not someone who bend to other people's rules, especially if it's going to make me compromise my own principle. Do you understand that now? And that is why I believe I am more independent now than to turn out to say I want to become your next face in any government in Nigeria after all of this. Femi Adesina happen to be a columnist. You know, people who can write beautifully. They can imagine things. Maybe not be able to talk because it doesn't. I mean, this is not looking like he has any good speaking experience in a way. It doesn't have that way of problem. I don't know if that's a problem anyway, but it doesn't really communicate well. Everything they say, they come out so arrogantly, so insulting, and so demeaning and depicting too. And you start asking yourself that who the hell is this guy? But when he's writing and you are reading his column, people love him. You know what I mean? Like some of your, you know what I'm talking about here. Like some of your favorite social media bloggers, you know, they actually write and update so beautifully that you are like, until you see them talk and you're like, this guy empty like nothing. That's who Femi Adesina is. So they pay them to lie. So that's, and before I forget that's why I want to go into this. Do you know that despite the fact that there is no money, they don't get money to fund anything in Nigeria, they need to borrow money to do anything. I'm talking about anything now, okay? Or increase the tax, or try to manufacture anything that will make it look like they want to do something. Meanwhile, it's about them stealing money from you. Excuse me, sorry. Buhari submitted a budget of 13.3 trillion. No money from that budget of 2021. They are planning to borrow about 5.5 trillion for that budget. They are planning to raise, tax and get money from all of you, sell oil and anything sellable, wherever money can come from. They are looking forward to raising, to raise 7 trillion. I don't even know how that is possible with this government of lies. But they budgeted it anyway. They have no money. So from that 13.3 trillion, when the National Assembly will pass the budget for Buhari, okay, they added 550 billion. They said, you see, this 2021, it be like say coronavirus go get part 2, coronavirus 2.0. So they will need to go and borrow money. They will need, before they can buy Pampers for Buhari in 2021, before they can buy diapers for Sarah's child when they finally deliver him or her in Dubai. So, and all of that, before they can take care of all of themselves, they will need to borrow money in 2021. From all that arrangement, including them fighting Boko Haram, from the ones they have borrowed, where Nigeria's national debt is now standing at over $90 billion. 90 billion. Think about that. Now, they have the capacity to borrow another $22.79 billion in 2021. All of this just to fund 2021 budget. Now, from that budget alone, they will also need to pay 3.3 trillion naira to service the current gbese. I'm sorry if you don't understand the meaning of gbese. Gbese is debt. Do you get that now? So as we speak, to service the $90 billion debt that Nigeria is owing right now, they need 3.3 trillion naira in 2021, not to pay back debt. So there's difference between paying back and then servicing. Servicing is like you are not even paying interest. You are just assuring your lender that you are going to pay. Last, Jesus, God go pay. Allah go pay. God shall go pay our debt. Just give us. But for you to believe that we will pay, we will give you 3.3 trillion naira next year. They don't have the money. They don't have the 3.3. Do you get that now? All of this, including how much they want to spend on themselves. Do you know how much they want to spend on themselves in 2021? They want to spend 5 trillion naira on themselves. Add that to 3.3. What does that give you? Me, boy. 8.5 trillion. Now, when you remove 8.5 to 9 trillion from 13.8 trillion now, that means Nigeria in 2021 plus Brazil plus 2021 budget, 70% of that budget will go into all of that. I know you have a question for me. What will happen to the remaining 30%? You know what happened to the refineries they are building since Buhari came to power? That one refinery every year. Remember? And then the best road all over the country. The what do you call it? What else again did they tell you? I think they will build you best hospital in the world. Abi, what else did they promise you? Everything they promised you in the last 5 years, what happened to them is what will happen to the remaining 30%. And if you ask too much questions, you're just going to get some people fainting because they will have to faint. Do you get that? Exactly. Then you will now wait for December 2021 again. No. I get that too. I mean, yeah, palliative. You remember what happened to Corona Palliative Part 1? So if you are alive and you realize what happened to Corona Palliative Part 1, so who told you that Corona Palliative Part 2? Have you ever played a game? For some of us who play video game, have you ever played a game and you succeeded at one level? You go to the next level and you compare the next level with the past level? Can you? The truth of the matter is that you will play dummy until they kill all of you. Because that's the plan. In 2021, Nigeria is budgeting 13.8 trillion naira for 200 million people who have no adequate 24-hour electricity, who cannot boast of any standard educational system, healthcare system, good network road, or what else? Even security, the same country who is budgeting 13.5 trillion. I swear to God, you are going to budget trillion soon. You know what is called trillion? For another 10 years. You know what you should be looking out for? They will be doing your budget for 700 trillion naira, and you still have to go and use your bucket to fetch water for the stream in 10 years' time. They will be telling you, this is the budget of hope, budget of tomorrow, budget of yesterday, budget of this evening, and budget of the future, and all this nonsense they put into your head. And it will just continue to go on and on and on and on. And people continue to get killed and killed and killed. And the poverty, oh dear, you are praying for long life. Let me ask you, why are you praying for long life if you are living in Nigeria? Long life to live long enough to suffer this madness and mental torture for long enough and leave your own children in there to suffer the same thing? You are selfish. You are a selfish person. Why are you praying for long life? Long life for what? Long life and prosperity. Prosperity with what? With fear. You are selfish. Honestly speaking, I don't know where that comes from, but I feel like you are just selfish. Why are you praying for long life? To suffer for long. Now, so you hate yourself. You are still procreating. You are creating children. You are telling them to hold on. It go better, it go better, it go better. Now so my papa get bad health. He started shaving all of his head. It go better, it go better. Young man, He know better, he died. You are selfish. Maybe it's actually, when we are talking about selfishness now, we know the politicians are selfish. Who are the politicians? The people. Because I know personally, you know what? I know personally that those who want to be like Buhari, worse than Buhari, they are just doing their own internship now. You have no idea. And you can see them, but you are ignoring them because to you, anyone who declares a politician is a dangerous person. Who becomes a politician? The same brainwashed, heartless criminals who have been abused by the system again and again and again and again until he managed himself to jump. So we talk about being selfish. Some of us are selfish. Nigeria must remain one. Nigeria, don't break up Nigeria. What is wrong with you? Why are you praying for Nigeria to remain one? Why? Why are you praying for a long life and prosperity in Nigeria? Why are you deceiving yourself? "21 years ago, I was just probably a 16-year-old teenager. 16 years. A very, very young boy who had the future, as they say. They will say, you have your future ahead of you. 16 years ago. 20 years, and that was 20 years ago, or 21 years ago, I was a 16 years old boy. Today, I am 36. In the next few days, in 4 weeks, I'm going to become 37 years old. Nigeria had no plan for me. Nigeria had no plan for people like myself. Compare your age too, and go back 20 years to 21 years ago. Then you grasp the idea of what I'm trying to tell you. Like, why are you praying for long life? Long life for what? You have lived for 21 years now. Your prayer don't answer. In your life, in your lifetime, in your 21 years of your life, you have been praying for long life and prosperity, Abi. Nigeria has become the poverty capital of the world. Nigerians have become the most terrorized people in Africa. Nigerians have become the third most terrorized people in the whole world. For 21 years that you have been praying for long life. Thousands who are not supposed to die the way they died have been killed. Thousands are still going to be killed in 21 years. And if I ask you, what was that plan that they had for me as a teenager 21 years ago? Is this the plan that Nigeria had for me? To become a noisemaker on social media, telling my other people that if you no run, you go die. And at 3 death, they say, Baba, I don't know. People are running. I don't want to find out. That's why I'm running. Baba, you go die of hypertension. Or say, Baba, that one better than make them shoot me or machete me or kill me or kidnap me. You can get killed by the government, police, military, and they will do a cover-up. So 21 years of your life that you have been praying for long life and prosperity. For that 21 years, what was the plan for us? We teenagers that were 21 years, that were 16 years old, 21 years ago. I am here now warning others, telling those who are now teenagers, telling those of you who are no longer teenagers. 21 years ago, how old are you? How old are you now? So, do you get that now? That is what I'm trying to tell you. That with this current thing they have now, number one, when countries budget, they budget for their people. They budget for tomorrow. They project what they want their people to feel tomorrow. The children, you know what I mean? The farmers, the entrepreneurs, the small-scale business owners, and all of that. You project and you plan for them. But that is not what they have been doing in the last 21 years. That is why there's nothing for me. There is nothing for you. And that is why today, as they are pretending that they care about you, despite the fact that ASU has been on strike from the beginning of this year. It is no longer because of coronavirus. It is because they are on strike, not because of lockdown. And it is simply because the government can pay terrorists, but they can't pay teachers because according to them, it is easier to take care of a lifeless breathing mannequin who is a ghost, right, than to pay teachers who will mold the future of the country because it is Nigeria. And you know the saddest thing, the one where they break my heart most, and it breaks my heart all the time, right? ASU are striking. And let me tell you, who are those who make up the ASU? Eh? They are the university lecturers, so they are the university dons, so you know what? Whenever there is an election, whenever there is election, those who are going to rig elections for these criminals, they are the university dons, so they are the ASU members, so they are those who will work for INEC, and they will change election. When the politicians gain access to power, the politicians will now fail and steal their money. When politicians now steal the money belonging to lecturers, lecturers will now lock up the schools and they will say, until politicians pay us, we know they go back to school. Shey Nigeria no be mad people land so? You go out there to rig election for people that will steal your money and you stand by that rigging. Then after the election, they steal your pension, steal your salary, steal everything. Then you begin to protest that they should pay you, they should pay you. But when the next election comes, you collect the millions again, you rig the election for them again, and you continue the cycle. Is Nigeria not a mad people's land? The law schools are locked down right now. Lecturers are not going to go back because if government is not going to allow them to collect a certain salary. It's a crazy land. If it is not, the whole people, many of us are condemning. That, you see, every time that these terrorists attack, and they attack anywhere in Nigeria, and this news gets out there, what do you expect? Nobody's going to bring their money to such country. You are a country that depends a lot. Because of your corruption, you depend a lot on what they brings back to that country, including donation. Imagine, donation. Nigeria that should be giving money to other people. Nigeria is collecting donation. They are giving them this condition, that condition, because of their greed. Then you can't add terrorism to it. Who is going to bring his money? Bill Gates said he spent $1.5 billion. Baba no say 1.5 billion na chicken change. He said he spent $1.5 billion in Nigeria. He didn't see any result. He didn't see anything. He said, Baba, calm down. 1.5 billion. You don't know anything. You know no book. That's something that they will budget for us, banquet, invitation, and something, and they'll just spend the money. That's it. So you rely on people coming in and bringing their money in. Human rights abuses, zero. You know what I mean? Human rights in Nigeria, zero. Human rights abuses were from 0 to 100. The whole world is watching. Kidnapping, at the highest scale ever of hundreds of people. They kidnapped 600. They decided to go and they went on again to go and kidnapped 80 Islamic school children. Before that, they kidnapped 35. I have that video. 35 travelers on Damaturu Maiduguri Road. Let me see if I have that video on this mobile phone. Kidnapped. When they were saying, oh, we are talking to the Boko Haram to free the school children. Sorry, I don't have that video on this device. To free the school children. As we speak, people kidnapped on the road. Because there's no point. You know, the boys need the money. They're going to collect the money. They're going to collect ransom. In Nigeria, it is as bad. It's so bad that even when they kidnap you, Chuku, thank you very much for your super sticker there. I have seen that. That looks like, I don't know if it's Rand, if it's Russian, but thank you, Chuku Dulwe, for that. Thanks to every one of you as well who are also signing up to become members of Maiyegun's Diary Politico. We are building and we are increasing and all that. And it's great. Thank you very much. So nobody is talking about how they're going to get them released. But it has become so bad in Nigeria right now that when they kidnap you and someone is going there to go and pay ransom, okay, they can also kidnap the person that is coming to pay ransom so that another person will have to come and bring ransom for you, okay, and bring ransom for the person who was bringing ransom. They torture people psychologically. They rape women in those forests. Nigerian army, Nigerian air force, Nigerian what else? Nigerian soldiers. They are pretty much interested in going after anybody who is saying anything about Buhari. That is a pattern. There is a pattern there. And the same government who is overseeing this right now, the same government is also has also put together a package that allows you to go back to the forest. So if you now ask yourself, what do you think will be the plan for the next 20 years? I've just told you. Azan Abdullahi Huga, thank you very much for joining me from India. It's a good one. I've got everyone from everywhere. But you see, this time difference is a big barrier. Well, good enough. Some of you still manage to catch up. Africa Best TV. Guys, give them a chase, give them a shout out too. So thank you. And to all of you are also YouTuber, but you actually just love listening to Maiyegun. Thank you very much for your for the attention I've managed to get from you. However, let's know what you are doing and we can follow you too. I am following a few other bloggers or YouTubers now on YouTube who drop content, but few of them actually do live broadcast. But however, whatever your content is, share with us. We'll be glad to see them. So thank you to all of you. And remember, you need to subscribe. Yes, you need to subscribe in order not to miss anything. I mean, it's going to get better and great and greater in 2021. God spare our lives. We will be spared. And hopefully those who are in the harm's way or who are going to be in the harm's way in Nigeria, well, I can only pray for you. You will be spared. My information is enough to keep you awake, alert, and then enough to stay woke. So thank you. Subscribe on Maiyegun's Diary. Do it. It is the best you can do in order not to miss anything. It works. I do it too. And I share that with other people. And remember, you can still copy the link and share that with your friends as well. It will be great. What is the plan for the future? If I ask you that, like I said, the other countries or the expectation of people is, what are you building for the future? With the 30% they are going to, they don't have the money. I don't want you to be salivating and be making yourself feel like 30% is a lot. They are going to complete the rail project. Fine. As long as the rail is not going to be breaking down like the ones on the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway. If they're going to protect you, I mean, listen, people used to go back home this period, this season. Did you know what Nigeria has done to them? There are people who are now doubting if they should go to Nigeria for Christmas. And I'm telling you, there are ample numbers of them who have cancelled any visit to Nigeria because of the recent development. Who is going to bring the money to Nigeria? At the end of the day, don't forget this. So we, the diasporans, we living abroad. All of you Biafrans, now travel most. So now they make the money most. Now they fund the Nigeria economy most. If people don't agree with you, I will agree with you. I deal with numbers. I love dealing with numbers. And when I multiply numbers, numbers don't lie. That's what they say. You travel a lot. You do your businesses out there. So when they talk about remittances back to Nigeria, Southerners, I have to give you the credit. So running and keeping the economy of Nigeria on our annual $30 billion remittances to Nigeria, Many people are canceling their visits because we are more concerned about what's going on. So I can tell you that I have people who have canceled their visit to Nigeria for this Christmas, and they've never done that for years, despite all the terrible things Nigeria has thrown at them. They've never canceled their holiday. They will still go. But do you know that there have been people who have been canceling, and this year, more people canceled from going to Nigeria. And do you know why? Insecurity is part of them. Who wants to go and risk the lives of their own family members? It has come to that. Do you understand? So everything will still come back to us. Yeah, if you don't go, don't go. Your dollar will go. Your pound sterling will go. Yes. If you don't want to go to Nigeria, fine. As Nigerian government continue to squeeze life out of their people with no plan. That's the point. There is no plan for the future. Let's say 21 years ago, when I was 16 years old boy, yeah? I knew it. There was no plan for me. But you look at me, now in the UK, trying to become a motivator. No, well, stop it. I'm not a motivational speaker because I can't motivate you. I am now more or less like, your doctor. The doctor that seems to be the one that pricks the mind, your subconscious mind, that gets you to start thinking, and you start thinking like, not true. It's true. Others, talk to your family members, talk to people that relies on you, talk to those who rely on that your dollar, those who rely on that your pounds, those who rely on that your rand, those who rely on that your currency, that your sweat, the ones you are. Yes, there are people who are closer to you. That is where you start from. They say I'm a society preacher. I love that. But I don't even know what to call myself. If anybody owes me, if anybody get a hold of me and say, Maiyegun, how can you describe yourself, Baba? It will be jump question. Just call me that Maiyegun. And some people say I'll be talk. I say, well, fine. Now talk, we go school. Abi? Anything they won't call us, we like them. I be like that, they say, boy, you know, fine. But a mama like him, I don't need to be that posh speaking, fluent, and all of this exotic nonsense, destructive, disguising image, and all of that to make my friends feel so comfortable with me. So when they say, Maiyegun, how can you describe yourself? I'm going to say, I'm a society preacher. Thank you very much for that title. Shodunke Olayinka. I'm going to keep that, but I'm going to forget. I've given myself so many titles that I don't even remember. They just come into my... Oh. That's the one we shouldn't go to. Azan Abdullahi, I am not a freedom fighter. You know where freedom fighters are? Freedom fighters are those who will tell you, I am fighting for this. And I am ready to die for this. Shebi, you know, say me, I am just a spectator. The one that is like the conductor. So when you see people who are saying this system is not working, they are my friends. That means they are telling the truth. They may not know what to do. And if they say, let us break down the entire system and rebuild it, me, I know that, yes, oh yeah, you are my friend. When people come and say, Maiyegun, we should break up the country, I say, you are my best friend too. But you know, I'm someone of a what do you call it? Process. Therefore, I am the conductor, your conscience, the one that tells you that if you are thinking we need to criminals to continue to lord over the citizens and do what they are doing right now, or you can get a country that works for you, you are my friend. I am your conscience that will tell you you are right. Yes. So when you now say, oh, Maiyegun, we have to cut the Oduduwa Republic and Biafra nation, I say, Baba, where have you been? My patriotic brother. Oh, yeah. But it's a process. The only thing I don't support is violence. I don't love giving it, and I don't love taking it. I don't like people witness violence. Nigeria is known for violence, and I've come out to say, well, listen, it is always good there is a conductor. Call me a conductor, someone that will tell you that where you they go. Say, Baba, I they go Biafra. Now the boss be that enter arm. You go get there, land and safe. You say, Baba, as I did so, now to do a republic, I they go where the car. Baba, can you be that enter arm? You will get home safe. Insurance cover you. You are safe and welcome on board. Grab the seatbelt and sit, relax. Oduduwa Republic, here you come. When you say revolution now, we have to purchase all our politicians. We have to chase them down. They are making people suffer. I say, Baba, you are welcome to the trip. Here is your ticket. Enter the revolutionary carriage there. You know the funniest thing? All of us, are you including me, will be conductor. You know, say when conduct last, go enter bus and leave park. And you know the good thing is that all of us like that, all of us go still follow one expressway. Because now the same thing you are fighting for, it is the system that makes you believe that as long as the injustice, the imbalance, the inequality, the corruption, the cover-up, and all this manner of kukri have led to more death, more deprivation, more inequality, that some of you prefer to live in your own country. Why not? It's because Nigeria is messed up. Oh, Nigeria is so bad that we need to collapse this system. We need a new constitution. We need a new electoral reform. We need a referendum. Great. Do it. Now there you go find me. Oh. So if you are still wondering, who is this Maiyegun? You see now, you see why I can't even describe myself. You can't call me an activist. I know they activate for activist. Is it activist state for someone or activate? I'm not. Because we all need this safety. You don't know. I don't want to talk to you like I'm better than you. I'm safer. Nobody is safe. Small change where they get now. Small change. Including all this your goodwill. We call it goodwill gestures. Super chat, super sticker, membership payment, and the rest of that. If the Boko Haram, anybody kidnap any family member of mine right now in Nigeria, I go begin to beg for money. So, won't I turn to those who are also begging for money to go and pay hospital bill that time? All of us are going to be victims, directly or indirectly. And that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if you see me calling a passenger to enter Biafra bus, Baba, now because anything we shall go save us, shall save humanity, shall say, okay, we did our best. We did our best to save people from the ruins and destruction that their ignorance is bringing upon them, their selfishness, their self-centeredness, their greed, that we played our role. If Oduduwa nation comes first, why do you think I'm telling you that if everybody comes together and decide that, okay, let the Sharia not stay, and let the more cosmopolitan South form their own country. The options are many and fluid. When I say fluid, they continue to mix. There's going to be tricks and teeth and all of that into all of this. It is going to be a process. Your minds are going to be playing pranks on you. They're going to continue to play the cards of tribe, play the cards of religion, play the cards of class, politics, and the rest of that. They are going to continue to do that. You are going to continue to be seeing the truth, yeah? And you need a conscience. You need someone. That's why Maiyegun is here. I am not in any competition with anybody. There's no point for that. No reason for that. And that is why I told you, Showore will never be wrong in my own eyes. I don't care how you see him. I don't care what you feel about him. Right? But I respect it. I respect your feelings about him. But he will never do wrong in my own eyes. Nothing. Nothing he says or do will be wrong. Rather, I will defend him. You know why? He's my friend. And you know why he's my friend? Because he believes too that a rotten system as deadly as that of Nigeria cannot be restructured. It needed to be completely uprooted and restarted. That is something, if you can think deep. You know why Nnamdi Kanu will never be wrong in my eyes? It is because it stands for something. Something very, very viable and very powerful. Something that has to do with the millions of lives of people that Nigeria considered as just statistics. They will tell you, how many are they? How many are they? But from the east rose the sun. I'm talking about a beautiful yellow sun. And here we are. Everyone is wondering, how can he be so influential? How can he not? People have been traumatized, subjected to a condition that they told them is going to be permanent. They want out, but they have been told if they dare, they will be killed. Then someone came out and said, well, let them kill us. If they're going to kill us, let them kill us. What's the point in accepting a condition that you can't live with? Let them kill us. And here we are. I don't care how you feel about him. I don't care what he says, what he does. Do you know what? Because I respect, even if nobody believes in them. But Nnamdi Kanu is not someone that you can say nobody believes in. This is someone that whatever it takes now, Nigeria should be more careful. They are talking about negotiation now. They are trying to play some political hanky-pankies to get themselves to get to convince others. But you know the funniest thing is this. They will be negotiating with the wrong people, as usual. Because to them, it is not going to be in the interest of Nigeria. It is going to be in the interest of the criminals who are milking Nigeria. So they won't be talking to Nnamdi Kanu. They will be talking to those who claim they know Nnamdi Kanu. Those who dupe them, turn it to business. But here we are. Nigeria should be careful. I mean it. From next year, Nigeria won't go after terrorists. Nigeria will go after them from next year. And Nigeria will bargain for what they will get what they didn't bargain for. I fear that, and I respect Kanu for that. As long as he is still fighting for Biafra. Do you get that now? Because Nigeria has no plan for anybody. You can lie to yourself. They can make you feel good that 2023 election is coming. It's going to be in whoever's interest or whatever it is. But know this. There is no plan for you. No plan for anybody. If they had no plan for my generation, I have friends who are still in Nigeria. These were guys who are doing well. They thought they were doing well. Nigeria is happening to them one by one. And I feel sad for them. I feel really, really sad for them. You know why I'm sad for them? It is simply because they are going to remain more like trapped in their own country, like they have no choice. You know, there's nothing worse. There's nothing as worse as people letting you feel like you don't have choice. There's nothing as worse as that. And accepting that condition is something that, honestly speaking, I don't know. Making people feel like they have no choice. And it's pretty much like what you have. Dre is around today. Dre Sean, you're back, Baba. Happy Christmas. I'm going to read your super chat. And wow, that was like 100 quid there, Baba. Thank you very much for that, Dre. So I'm going to read your super chat, which you attached to your super sticker. It's been 7 years now. We are still here watching you, preaching the work of God. We are arresting people's minds. We, the die-hard, are always with you, Maiyegun. That seems to be for me. That's a arty shout out there, Baba. I appreciate that. You've always been there, no doubt. 7 years. It's been a journey. And it seems that we are going to grow old together too. Because many of you are going to have me for a very long time. And I hope we won't look back in 20 years' time and say, Andre will be like, Maiyegun, we started this 27 years ago, and here we are again. Maybe we will be celebrating the fact that indeed we are winning people's minds, we are winning hearts, and we are getting people to think again. And that's all we are doing. And letting them to decide what is right from what is wrong. Yes, we are doing it. Thanks so much, Dre, for that shout out. Pretty much appreciated. And I've missed you too. You've been away for a while. I've not heard from you in a while. Thank you. There is no plan. That's the point. Sit down now. Look at what I have just told you about 2021. Did you see anything that points to Nigeria is going to be different? Or there is a plan either for the young people who are going to fall more into poverty? That breaks my heart. Then think about this. For those of you who are looking for 2023, then you have 2027, you have 2031, you have 2035. Then what? You have 2039. Then maybe then you have 2042 or 2043 rather. That will be 20 years. Can you tell me in your own church mind that you see a Nigeria that they have a plan for the future of those who are in Nigeria now, or those they are going to born from the, from January 1st now, Nigerians will begin to born again. Do you know that? New Year children, Abi? So they will begin to born again. Do you know that those children in 21 years again, by 2043, they will be 21 years. You will be 42 years into democracy, possibly. I don't know if you are going to last that long. I don't know if Nigeria is going to last that long, okay? There's no chance that Nigeria is going to last for another 20 years. Trust me. Not this way. But now let's just predict it. That in your own Nigeria, in your own mind, the type of Nigeria you believe you are building with them, or the one they are building for you or given to you, in 20 years' time, the children that are going to be born from the people who are alive now, do you see a plan for those children in under 20 years in any of the plan they have in now? Do you? Hell no. God bless you, Chinye. Hell no. So what is that conviction that you have personally that make you think that there could be another way out other than the faith you're having? Some of you, I remember when I was growing up, so they took me to my dad Sunday, and the old man was bragging. He was bragging about how successful he was. It was just in his 20s when he first bought his first car, and then bought many other cars for taxis. Then Lagos Airport Hotel was a new hotel then in the 70s then. So it was one of those young millionaire taxi owners. So he started building a very big, massive house for himself. So, and then he's old. Nigeria don't happen to him too. Now, my old man then was pretty much just spending his pension, spending money from his rent and all of that. And every time I was talking to him, every time I had the chance of talking to him, he would be bragging about his house. And he would say, I don't need anything from any son or anybody. I have worked for what I'm going to eat and feed myself with till I die. He was right. The man fought for his future. Because even when he was growing up, he knew that back then, Nigeria was better than the Toco, right? He believed that if he didn't work to save for his own future, the guy didn't even pretty much plan anything for his children. It's like, when I die, you can do whatever you want to do with whatever I leave behind. But if you think I'm going to call you to feed me when I get old, I was like, well, who's going to even feed you? You know what I'm talking about? But however, that's how Nigeria is, and that's how many parents are. So in 20 years' time, that means I will be out. I'm going to be, 57 years old. In 20 years' time, or if I'm lucky to live that long and longer, which I believe I am, if I avoid Nigeria and everything Nigeria. Do you know that? Do you know that I stand a chance of living longer if I can avoid anything Nigeria, avoid anything that will give me and make me have sleepless nights, news that will make me feel like, what if they kill my family tomorrow? What if they call me that they want to take money from me? Me, this poor guy, we don't get anything. Where I go see millions? You know what I'm talking about? So I will be 57 years in 20 years' time. You see, when I tell you my age, I am trying to let you see beyond the love and the like you have for me. I am trying to let you put yourself in my shoes. Put yourself in the picture. Put your age. And your age as you are watching me right now. And add that 20 years to, let's start with minus 20 years from your age. Think about where you are. What were your own aspiration and expectation 21 years ago? Do you get that now? Then, now 21 years after, you know your age now. Add another 21 years. How old are you going to be? What do you see? They say, you see, me and you, CJ, Amadi, we will be 57 years old in 20 years' time. You see, all the boys, all of us, we're the batch old people now. Now we then go the batch that time. Say, baba, shut up. No be una generation destroy that, because say the generation after 1960 generation, they continue to blame, this generation will blame the one before them. The one after will blame the one before them. And on and on. By that time, me and you go to the clock, we go to look at 70 years old, like say, They say, Baba, we thank God, old man, thank God, you're your children, you're this and that. You will be old man, old man. So think about what Nigeria is stealing from our youth. Think about what Nigeria is turning, we are supposed to be young people in our prime right now, doing great things. If they plan for us, but they didn't plan anything. No be person where they plan for. They grow up and say I love my daddy. My daddy is the best daddy in the world. Not because your papa put some insurance money somewhere, or your papa left something where you feel no say this man gets sense, sha. If like say this man no say we go Nigeria go tough. That's why he built all of these things. We no go need to suffer. Lucky you. This is how I walk. This is how I think. I'm more or less like, you're just going to look back before you know it. You are older. The time is gone. That is what Nigeria is stealing. Many of my peers, 50s, 60s, people in their 50s, 60s who are now moving their families out of Nigeria to go and start somewhere because they can see it, that there's no chance that their children will survive Nigeria when they are gone. In 10 years, in 20 years, leaders plan for the next generation. Nigerian politicians plan for the next election. Have you not been seeing them? Are they not busy now? Despite all the killings in northern Nigeria, none of all the Nigerian politicians find it at least viable to call for a national emergency meeting. Something that will make everybody feel like Nigeria is in emergency. Because Nigeria is in emergency. As we speak right now, people are being kidnapped. People are being killed. Children are being raped. See, people are paying tax, using their children to pay tax to terrorists in northern Nigeria as we speak. Are those things not so gory and sad enough for those who claim to love Nigeria to begin to call for national meeting, national emergency, whatever they want to call it anything? So there's no plan for us. You see all these young men? Those who are posting on social media, I passed out. I'm glad I finished. NYSC, here I come. All these other things, They destroyed education. That is deliberate. They compromise security of the country. That is deliberate. So what is not deliberate? That they are looting and stealing from the country? That is deliberate. Do you get that? So we are all affected. That's the point. But they won't do that, There's no point. They're going to tell you about the next election. A lot of people still believe so much about the next election. We have to do a lot to let them know that the next election, if they are alive, if they are lucky to be alive, it's not going to solve anything. It's going to make it worse. It's going to validate and legitimize the corruption, the criminality going on in that country. You need to pull the rug. Pull the rug. Government that steals Indomie. Government that steals palliative. Come on, 2021, it is going to get worse. Not even now that they, fine. Before now, it's like Naira to some extent. Today in Nigeria, your Naira is a piece of trash. Forget it. Although it can still buy you something to eat to feed your family. But you deserve better. I was to send money to Nigeria today, so I was making an arrangement to send. Well, I did send anyway, so I was making an arrangement to send some money. And if you know how much I got back, I got for just a few hundreds of pounds today. Personally, it makes me feel sad. But on the other hand, it probably just make everyone feel like right now that I'm a rich person. Next year is Flabe or Flabi. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Next year, 2021, is just 1 week. Yeah, I think it's just about 9 days away. So you know what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to say here is that there is no plan for anybody next year. And since they don't have any plan, not on the security, not on economy, not on anything, Flabe, thank you. I remember I pronounced that then. Nah, don't. You better just open your own DM too. You may be contributing to some money that they were going to be using in helping people in Nigeria, because it's going to get to that next year. All of us, I know YouTube is keeping us safe for now, not like Facebook where people can easily just bombard us and all of that. But still, we will still have to reach out to people who need the help. Your brothers and sisters are going to need more of your help in 2021, because the government of Nigeria has no plan for them. The only plan they have is to kill those who would die. And those who are going to pray for long life, they will live long enough to make sure that they feed the insatiable lust and the appetite of all these rogues and criminals. Do you get that? That's what they are for 2021. The budget for 2021 is about how to borrow and how to tax you, how to borrow Nigeria to oblivion and how to tax you to death. Then when you ask them where they spend the money, well, you may get killed for asking too much questions because you are a troublemaker. And the likes of Femi Adesina will ask you, are you not grateful that you can still ask questions? What if you are dead? Can you ask questions? There's going to be a lot. You know what thing me they look out for? Jason, Jason, you know what I'm looking out for? In 2021, the killings won't really be too big for Nigerians. Like, they won't really be too shocked. But I hope they will be shocked out of their own shock. Something will happen that will just shock you out of your own shock. And you just be like, hey, they'll say, Baba, that one shock you. Hey, so what's happened? Say, shock you. Say, hey, we've told you many of this in the past. You never reacted this way. So this one shock your shock, or you're more react, more do. So maybe that will be then that they will have SARS and SARS 2.0 or not. Until something shock Nigerians out of their shock, death or killings or massive mass kidnapping or all of that, they are not likely going to change anything. Do you get that now? But economy, let me tell you something. Before I came to this country, I thought I had anger problem. Well, no anger problem, but I just saw myself, they call me stubborn. They will say stubborn boy. I didn't know that most of the time of just being stubborn, some of them now because of hunger. When you are angry, they say when you are hungry, you are not you when you are hungry. Do you get that now? I say, Papa, sometimes so many things that makes people so mad in Nigeria. Some of them you meet them in the bus. Some of them you meet them at bus stops. Some of them you meet them on the queue. A queue, somewhere at maybe a store as well, right? And they are just mad. And you ask you are like, why is he angry? Why is he so upset? Papa, na hunger. It's a hungry man. A hungry man, na angry man. And with what Nigeria is going to use the economy to batch Nigerians next year, maybe you should stop praying for long life and start praying for brave mind, courage to free yourselves from the mental slavery, psychological manipulation of the criminals who are paid to lie to you. They pay people to lie to you. Think about that. What do you think is the job of a Femi Adesina? What do you think is the job of a garbage Shehu, Laya Muhammad, Aregbe Mugbo, or even Isale Barack Obama, Fashola? What do you think they pay them for? To lie to you, of course. Ubima, Judas Iscariot. Pay them to lie to you. So every time they lie to you, you discover that they cover it with another lie. They have to lie to cover another lie. And I pray that there will be enough shock. Kankara boys said they told them to say they were kidnapped by Boko Haram. And even the drama around that kidnapping is so obvious. Something is not right. They're not going to tell us anything anymore until another one will happen again. They're not going to say anything. So what do you expect for 2021? More. But remember my worst fear. Now that Amotekun, they say that Amotekun shot people. Now I have a peace of mind a bit that Amotekun in Yoruba land, they now have weapons to defend themselves. That is a good news. Okay? Good news. Amotekun get weapon. ESN. Oh, you better don't overstretch it to Ogam, the goat. they talk about in Nigeria 2020. They told people that they were going to give them palliative money, but I'm coming back to that. Amotekun having guns, ESN, Eastern Security Network having their own weapon. Baba, there's a lot to look forward to in 2021. Let those who wants to come around and perpetuate criminality in southern Nigeria, let them come. Let the Nigerian military, who always covers for them, and cover their asses, and then go back later to attack and arrest those who try to defend themselves whenever the Fulani terrorists and Boko Haram terrorists are operating in any part of southern Nigeria. Let them also come. So there's a lot to look forward to in 2021. And remember, Ohaneze Ndigbo, as well as the Yoruba Oduduwa Republic campaigner, and the South Middle Belt leaders. In fact, the Southern leaders, they call themselves, they have given Buhari 3 months, 90 days, okay, to abrogate. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means, but I know some of you do. Well, don't let me use abrogate. Let's use something simpler. They are asking because even Buhari cannot understand abrogate. So let's use something. They are asking Buhari to cancel to cancel 1999 constitution, because that constitution don't represent anybody but the military who gave it to the Nigeria politicians. Do you get that now? Some people say all of that now RNG, but no, I don't believe that. A lot is going on, and 2021 will have a load of that. So sit back, relax, plug in whenever Maiyegun is live. Let's gist around this because it is going to be interesting. Now, I wanted to say something about palliative raised by this my Oga here. Let me pick that up again. Did I even get your, picked your name right, Leah? Anyway, it is about the COVID-19 support fund or thereabout, where the Americans are getting $600. Is that not what he said? Well, don't stress yourself. Nigerians will never get anything like that in their dreams. Even if Nigerians in their dreams, if they get to be paid that amount of money, how much is, for example, how much is $600 in Nigeria now? Let's peg it at 4 times 6, that's 24. So yeah, so let's say 240,000 naira. Imagine you as a Nigerian, Buhari government pay into your account, whether you are working or whether you are not working or whether you get job or whether you get, you know what I mean? And Buhari's government just pay you 240,000 naira. Okay, you see, Italy, 500 euro. In Nigeria now, euro is now 600 naira or thereabout. So 600 multiply 600 naira by 500 euro, 300,000 naira. So it's a tall dream. Forget it. You know what I'm talking about? Forget even 20,000 naira. According to them, they say in 2021 budget, they believe that coronavirus that is now coming back, that they are going to need 540 billion naira to buy coronavirus vaccine so that they can give it to Nigerians. Oh boy, una don't enter am. This year, Shadia, you know the funniest thing is these guys don't have this money. All this money are either quickly printed to be stolen, or they borrow the money and to steal the money. This year, Shadia, Buhari's girlfriend, came out. Buhari's government came out and they said they have created a ministry of disaster. Buhari, you get that? Soldiers or soldier, okay. And then the AMPP presidential. Okay, don't worry, because that nearly cost a wahala for Aisha. You remember when Aisha started, the first time Aisha stayed away, and they said Buhari was going to marry Shadia. Remember that story? That lady. So Aisha had to run back and say, which level, which kind of thing with that? Because they said they want to marry Shadia to this mask-wearing Sudanese, Jibri from Sudani, Jibri al-Sudani. So Aisha quickly ran back before they make her the first lady. You remember that? Okay. So the same Shadia, when Buhari rigged himself the second time, with the help of all your university professors who are returning officers for INEC, Abi, and the rest of them. So when Buhari returned, they opened a shop for Shadia, and they said, Shadia, you are very good, oh. You are very, 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 very good in cooking for the general and all this. So we'll just open shop for you. It go be like say you dey cook, but you won't cook food, real food, but you just be sharing meal. You'll be sharing, like, and we'll give you money. So they opened a ministry, took away the trader money from Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, the fake pastor Shimbade. They took that away from him and they gave it to Shadia. That's how the Ministry of Humanitarian Disaster Management came to be. I just gave you a short story. I'm sorry if I'm not really so good in saying them in this more dramatic way. Now, brief history I just gave you. So how Shadia became minister. Now that Mishadia is minister, the first project they gave to him in 2019 was to give her, to give to her in 2019 was to give her 500 billion naira spending check. And this year, when Shadia managed 500 billion, just 2019, between, between when and when, Mama don't spend 500 billion, say, oh boy, this is sweet, oh, sharing, lovely. I'll be the mama that share am. So 2020, coronavirus came. They say, Mama Shara, over to you. Another 540 billion given to her. Shadia came back and she said they shared the money to 11.2 million households in Nigeria in 4 days in cash. They gave 20,000 naira in 4 days in cash. They took pictures here, took pictures there. They went to a market in Abuja. Everybody come and collect free money. They loaded cash on the table, took the pictures, and they said they have shared over 500 billion in 4 days. Array. You need to be calming down. That's the reality. That's the future. Do you get it now? So in 2020, in the same 2021 budget, they are budgeting over 500 billion for her again. So they said they are spending 540 billion to buy coronavirus vaccine. Oshmomi, coronavirus vaccine. We don't know who is going to buy. Yesha going to buy. You know, the sad thing is, they don't even have the money. At least you should have money and budget. I believe that if you have money, you can budget. Spend your money how you like. But when you don't get money, the budget, big things, and you go and borrow only to steal the money. Like, who does that? Except in Nigeria. Then the consequences will come. People are dying now. Nigeria Chief Justice, Tanko technicality, the plane driver, the Babala Wayfair. They say the guy don't get dementia. He don't get mental problem too. Say old age. Then coronavirus. Say coronavirus, sometimes if you enter people can begin to say things that doesn't really mean anything. So they don't even know what is wrong with Tanko technicality right now. And some of you believe in justice system. You are going to go to the Supreme Court to go and face Tanko technicality. God help your soul. God help you. So break up the system. Break it up completely. Let the people decide if they still want to be part of a country or not. So there's no plan for 2021. No. There's no plan. The only plan they have is know how to get your electricity to work better. You will be dreaming in your dream. Imagine being a Nigerian, that you yourself, you know that you will never get electricity. God knows when. You will never get it. You know it. We are working every day to become rich so that you can go and buy a house in an estate where they have their own grid. They have their own electricity supply. You don't have to worry about years or 30 years to raise money to be able to probably buy a property anywhere in Nigeria where I will get electricity 24/7. Who wants to live like that? Who should be living like that? Where is that courage coming from? Where is that strength coming from? From you praying that Nigeria should succeed. Succeed in what? In killing you. Because that's the purpose. That Nigeria is going to kill you doesn't mean that someone is going to shoot and kill you. Of course, they are not going to shoot and kill you. But if they do that, that will actually be much, faster and easier for you than to stay and pray for a long life, to be slaughtered economically, to be reduced to nothing, for your self-esteem and self-confidence to be destroyed because your economic power has been destroyed by the people who never worked in their lives. Think about that. They should have planned for you and ask them, what is the plan? You shouldn't just be agreeing with them in isolation, making it look like you have no choice. That's the worst feeling ever that anyone should have. I have no choice, Baba. Baba will not get choice. Who told you? Because you told yourself you don't have the choice. Yes, those who will die, those who will live. And those of us that will talk and leave this song will do it for the posterity's sake. Yeah, we'll do it for posterity's sake. It's important we do it. That everyone does. Everyone should do his own part. Say it out. Use your influence. Use your money. Put your mouth where your money is. You're living outside Nigeria? Influence those who listen to you. Everyone is in danger. And the moment everyone agrees that this system must collapse, this system must stop, the people should have a say and decide on how they want to live, where they want to live, under whose command they want to live. They should have a right to that. And any country that is making that a death sentence or making it a treasonable felony is not a country. It is a jungle. Exempt from that place right away. And that starts from your own psychological mind. You should start telling yourself, this is wrong. It is unacceptable that you can't express yourself in your own country. Even when you watch them free terrorists who killed people, you can't speak up, you can't stand up, you can't express your displeasure. What kind of a country is that? That's not a country, it is a jungle. Exit. And that's why I will support your exit. I will support Biafra exit as well. I will support any exit from Nigeria, but people need to sit down and talk. That is where we all agree that, you want a better Nigeria where everybody will have their own say, Abi? Yeah, sure, why not? From having all our say, now there you go hear that some people no one give their own says that they don't want to be part of it anymore. But the fact that you have the opportunity of having your say, I am a friend of yours. Let's do this together and believe we are all the same. All right, Barry. That's how I see it. Or we all die. We all die. And we all die somehow. When I say we all die, I don't mean that, if we die right away, we're lucky. We will never witness any of this again. But we're not going to go because these evil people are taking over everywhere. We're going to stay on and fight on with everything we have in ourselves, right? Until they are extinguished completely from controlling and taking charge like they do right now. Until that is done, we won't stop. And you shouldn't stop either. And I'll continue to do what I'm doing. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And to the likes of Femi Adesina. So you can tell him, no thanks. We are not grateful. We want them all arrested, prosecuted for all the crimes against humanity they have committed or covered up. The likes of Femi Adesina should be told, we are not thankful. We are not grateful to our killers, to those who are out to hunt us, harm us, and kill us. We are not grateful. Right? We want justice. And that's why everybody should continue to speak up, like myself. And I will always be here with you. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Remember, it's my day off. You will see more of me. Until then, Dre, Baba, thank you very much if you are still very much watching. This is me signing out now. To every one of you, Tutu, all of you, I can't remember your name right away. Remember, I appreciate your tuning in, and I'm going to see you again tomorrow when I see you, okay? Let me enjoy my music a bit before we go.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number 1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number 1.
Thank you. Happy Christmas.
Àṣírí
Ibo níbẹ̀ o. Ayé bí number one. Àní Maiyegun máa wí. Màá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Politico.
Maiyegun diary, na him be number one.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, na him be number one. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí. Jocelyn, thank you. Thank you, Adijat, John, all of you, thank you. Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ayé ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó ọmọ orí mi ti pa láàrin ṣá. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Thank you. So good night everyone. Have a very wonderful evening, okay? And night. Bye bye. Ọmọ bá dérò ní fi. Owó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Báwọn ará ìlú tó pé wọ́n débẹ̀ o. Ayé Maiyegun ti ké. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti ké. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dérò ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o. Ọmọ bá dérò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti ké. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti ké. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dérò ò ní fi wọ́n níran. I enjoyed that. Good night everybody. Sorry again.